if you're in Canada and you're trying to generate multiple sources of income. Let's say that you already have a full-time job and you like to make more income through, side gigs or hustles. I have been through a couple of layoffs, okay? I've been through a couple of what you would call standard terminations of jobs where I was laid off due to budgetary reasons, right? And you might have rents are high. Oh, that's a topic for another vlog. The rent situation in the Greater Toronto area is crazy. It's just insane. Hey everybody, welcome back to Canadian C on my YouTube channel, and thought we'd do this vlog today outside. It's not that cold for a February. Yeah, first week of February, it's not that cold. And it's, that's the really strange thing about this February. I think it's probably global warming, is that it's not that cold. So the topic of today's vlog is going to be very interesting. And you know what I say? Well, this is what I say to all my, a lot of my friends, a lot of my co-workers. Death and taxes, as you might have heard, is certain. And that's the saying that everyone has heard. I'd like to have my own say, and that is the fact that no one can escape the economics of their life. You can't, okay? No one can escape basic economics, no matter where you live, Canada or anywhere else in the world. You have to be well attuned to the concepts of economics. So the topic of today's vlog, what is it about? Well, it's about how do we make extra income in Canada? Because guess what, everyone? One job in Canada, if you don't already know this, is not enough. You can't work with one source of income. You need multiple sources of income in Canada. And in today's vlog, I'll be discussing some of the ways that Canadians and people in general try to use multiple sources of income to sustain their livelihood in Canada. Because guess what? The economics of the situation in Canada right now is such that things are getting more expensive. Inflation is off the roof. Rents are high. Oh, that's a topic for another vlog. The rent situation in the Greater Toronto area is crazy. It's just insane. So that's one more thing. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's just insane the way the rents are going up, and people are struggling. It's not easy. People are struggling, and it's in general, it's a tough time. So in today's vlog, I'll be discussing the different ways, or the different the different means to have multiple sources of income, and what people do to generate extra sources of income in Canada. And as you can see, I'm standing in downtown Mississauga, which is part of the Greater Toronto area, and this is, I'm sure you've seen the clock tower of downtown Mississauga, and there you have some of the buildings, and as you can see in the back, right there are those two famous buildings that you've seen in a lot of videos of Mississauga. So, yeah, let's talk about those things. Now, before we do that, everyone, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, and this is my plea, this is my request, like everyone else out there, please subscribe to this channel so that I can keep on making excellent content for you. I try to put a lot of research, a lot of effort into my vlogs, and I take them very seriously. It's a passion project, but I would say that it's also sort of like it's a gig. It's a part-time job in essence. So, like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you keep getting notifications of new content. Now, there are many ways that people are making extra income in Canada, and let me tell you some of the popular ways that you might know of, you might not know of, I'm going to be adding some of the things that you can do if you're in Canada and you're trying to generate multiple sources of income. Let's say that you already have a full-time job and you like to make more income through side gigs or hustles. So let's talk about those things that you can do. The number one thing that you can do, and this is very easy for everyone out there, if you have a full-time job and you like to make some extra income on the side, the number one thing that you can do is, rideshare apps, or what we call them, popularly known as the Uber app or the Lyft app. You could do these different rideshare apps. You could sign up for these applications, and you could become a driver, a part-time driver for these applications. And the biggest benefit of doing this, guys, is the fact that you can work your own hours, you can make some good extra money, and the Greater Toronto area, there's a lot of opportunities to make extra money through Uber and car sharing and car lift services. So that's the number one thing that you can do to make extra income, is to sign up for Uber or Lyft. Now, the number two thing, I'm sure you knew about this number one thing. A lot of people make money through Uber all around the world, and a lot of Canadians do that as well. The number two thing that you could do to make extra money or extra income on the side is to, this is something that I did. I was good in mathematics. I have an educational background. I used to be a lecturer back in the day. I used to be a trainer. So I did tutoring. Tutoring is another good way of making extra money on the side. Plus, if you're really into helping students learn, and if you enjoy important education and being part of the students' learning experience and having them succeed, tutoring is a great way to make extra money on the side. And you can choose subjects that you're good at, whether it's English, mathematics. In general, there's a huge demand for mathematics tutors. But yeah, it could be any topic out there that students need help with. A lot of private students in Canada. There's a lot of high school students. There's a lot of college students that need help understanding their class material and with their homework, with their assignments. So tutoring can be a good way of making extra money on the side. Number three, the third way to make extra money or extra income apart from your full-time job is, and this is, this is something that I advise everyone, guys. I have been through a couple of layoffs, okay? I've been through a couple of what you would call standard terminations of jobs where I was laid off due to budgetary reasons, right? And you might have heard all about this recession and how it's impacting everyone, how thousands and thousands of people are losing jobs. So one thing that you could do is to make sure that you set up a business on the side. It can be a small freelancing business that you're doing. It can be something that you like to do that you're very good at in your primary job. For example, you might be good at programming, or you might be good at marketing, or you might be good at advertising. You might be good at website development. You could just easily set up a private business on the side, get a business license, register, and then start doing that. Just make sure you're not in violation of your company policies that you're working with, of course, and make sure that you're not acting, there's no conflict of interest, right? So you make sure you're not doing that exact same thing for other clients. It could be a variation of that, right? So for example, if you're if you're working as an instructional designer, but you're not doing training for that company, you could design training, training materials as a side business. So make sure that your side business is not in conflict with your primary job, otherwise you can get into trouble. There's always skills, right? That you have another good way of making income on the side. There's so many times I hear people, doing their primary job, and I often hear them doing a side business that, sort of is not exactly that, but because of that main business, they do end up learning other skills, and those other skills, they keep on developing them and then provide them on the side as a business income. So you could do that on the side, is have a side business where you're making sure that you're growing that business. You could be doing freelance work for other clients. You could be doing consulting work for them. Anything that you have had previous experience and expertise in, you could do that, as long as it's not as long as you're not in a conflict with your current company and its exact role. So you could do that on the side. You could set up a side business, and that's another way to make money. Another very good way of making money on the side is just to be smart about what you're doing in life. So for example, you might be maybe you own a home, so you could put part of that home as rent, right? You could rent out a basement. If you have a basement, you could rent out that, and a lot of Canadians do that. They have their primary homes and they usually rent out their basements, and that is something that if you own a home, you can definitely do that on the side. So I would say the fourth thing would be not just that, right? Be creative with what you're doing, and it's really cold right now. It's really, really cold. Oh, it's really cold right now. That wind was really blowing in my face. So yeah, the fourth thing would be just to be creative and see where those opportunities are. Think outside the box and see where you can solve a problem, or where you can relieve the pain or the business pain of a client in some way or the other. And to do that, you know, have a brand established. Like I said, for my third point, establish your brand, establish yourself. You know, have a website, you know, do things like that. Have a business that showcases your website, have a LinkedIn profile, and if you do that, you will be successful in getting new clients. So there you go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this vlog, let me know what you think in the comments, and if there are any other ways that you are making money on the side apart from your primary job, put those down in the comments. Let me know. Hope you found this vlog useful. Until next time, bye bye from Canadian Sia. It is really cold, but you know what? I do these vlogs because I want everyone to be able to not think that just because it's winter we have no vlogs coming in. No, and especially me, even if it's really cold, it's not too cold. Even if it's cold, we get ready. You know what we Canadians do? We get ready and we go outside and we make the most of whatever weather we have. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Make sure to subscribe, like. Until next time, keep on trekking.